Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Once again, you are tuned in to The Encourager, and we are, as promised, on to another journal reading. And again, for our new subscribers, I just recently finished up sharing the first journal that covers the first couple of years of the last 10. So that journal covered 14 through 17. And this journal that I've recently started sharing is 16 through current. And I'm just finishing up this journal. There are a few pages left in it. But yeah, and I typically leave a couple of pages blank at the end of a journal anyway. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for tuning in again. My name is Nehru. This is The Encourager. The purpose of the channel and myself is to raise the vibration of the planet and those who I come into contact with. 111 on the timer when I looked over. And this is done through, I represent three things when I come into someone's life. Either karma, exposure, or healing. And you also come into people's lives for various reasons, whether you recognize those reasons today or not. And I'm not talking about, obviously, 3D reasons, okay? So, and oftentimes, it could be a combination. So it could be to expose and then heal, okay? Or it could be simply as karma. And when I show up as karma, it is to expose, but then my energy is taken away. I walk away. That individual, those people, whoever, they're left to deal with whatever karmic exposure that has happened, and I carry on to the next mission. Okay? My last mission, or my last big mission, there are little missions within the mission. So one of your missions might be to be a mother or father this lifetime. However, within that mission, there are little bitty missions along the way. Okay, so when they're a toddler, you have certain cares. You don't have that same care for them when they're a toddler as they do when they're 17, but you still have some care, right? So they're still, and you're letting out the leash. Again, go back through my playlist or my videos, and there are a couple of videos where I share my insight and downloads from Most High in regards to how we can better parent the spirits and souls that we are temporarily given. And that is the best way that we can see a child that we give birth to or a part of, men bringing into this world. 3 minutes exactly on the timer. Okay, so we can be a part of that long before they are physically here, man. I had a conversation with a gentleman the other day. His name is Miguel. He's an Uber driver. And Miguel is expecting his first child, a son. Okay. Miguel is a very insightful person. Miguel told me that he was born on 11/9 of 92. 1992 is a very key year for me. 9 is a very key number for me. I absolutely believe in Nikola Tesla's 369 downloads and insight. I absolutely believe in that. And so, yeah, let's take a look and see what's going on. Again, the reason why I share these things, not only for a reminder for myself, but Most High asked me to share these things for, I think in a large part, for those who are listening, perhaps federal agents and those individuals who are listening, those individuals who were a part of karmic cycles that I have cut off, who listen to the channel or are part or, follow me or whatever on the channel. Whether most of them do that covertly, they don't have to. I don't have any ill will towards them, including the Scorpio. I have no ill will towards her or anything. She can come back to me and apologize whenever she gets ready, if she ever decides to. My life is not predicated on that, and I've moved on. So, being a celibate divine feminine today, I don't have any worries about them. 444 on the timer. Okay, I don't have any worries about the past or anything that I'm going to be sharing. You will see my emotions poured out. Okay, in a lot of cases on these pages. That's what a journal is for. Okay. A journal is a way of alchemizing. A journal is a way of manifesting, because if you write, okay, then that's a way of putting things down. I was once told nothing happens until the pen is poised above the paper. I was once told that as a scribe. Okay. And so nothing happens until the pen is poised above the paper means you have to get in position first before you expect whatever you expect. 533. Okay. You have to get in position first. Okay. And the right position. Okay. So if you are an offensive lineman, stop trying to play quarterback. That's not your job. Okay. Get in your position, and then you'll be going to the Hall of Fame because you are in your rightful place. 555. Get in your right position. If you don't want to play tight end and you want to play wide receiver, well, then, I don't know, you need to talk to Most High. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? And again, thank you so much for listening. I know we have some new subscribers. I'm always thankful for you, your energy, whatever energy that happens to be in. The enemy helps us grow, okay? The Luciferians and Jezebels, they help us, okay? So send them love, all right? That's the worst and best thing you could do for them, all right? Okay, so we are on 5:15. I think I read this yesterday. We had moved in. I moved into the Scorpio's place in I think December of 2019, maybe November. No, December. Yeah, December. Okay. It's no. Oh yes, I think I read all of that already. And so okay, so just as an example. Okay, so it says, I love and enjoy her so much, afraid of suffocating her. Take some steps back, okay? Talking to myself. So that's when the codependency started, okay? What I did not know is that when we function in low vibration energy, okay? And she is really, truly only partially to blame for this. Because if you're unaware, then you're unaware, okay? So if the baby crawls out into the street, the baby is unaware of the dangers that the baby is going into, okay? So that's immaturity, okay? So we function in immaturity until we are made aware of, okay? All right? So again, there's whatever culpability or part or whatever it is that she played in, whatever, that is between her, Most High, and her ancestors. Okay, Ptah, my Lord, will take care of all of that. That's not my responsibility. It's not your responsibility. Okay? Took me a minute to find that out. Took me a minute to get over the anger, over the frustration, over the homicidal thoughts. And it took a minute, okay? Because I was literally, I don't know how many times I took a hammer to her face, or I don't know how many times bats, and I have beaten her and her family intuitively in my mind, in my energy, and anybody else, the Rock of Central Florida, or whoever, I have in my dark night of the soul and in my getting rid of whatever they were sending towards me, the denials, the I sowed into them faithfully, you sorry ass motherfucker, and you gonna treat me like whatever energy I needed to get out of me, okay, I got out of me. 918, okay, 9 is extremely important today. One of our angel numbers today is 999. Nines are extremely important today. Most High is pointing that out to me. It's 7:45. 45 is a 9. Most High is pointing out 9s to me. Okay. So maybe you were born in September. I don't know. So I put 528. So I'm already writing again. The point of this part is we're just a couple of months into us living together, and there's already turmoil. There's already things that I'm seeing And this is without being full. I have not gone through the dark night of the soul at this point or anything. I am seeing things, and things are standing out to me. And I'm bringing these things to her attention. Some of these things she adjusts, some she does not. I don't know about secret relationships and all that sort of thing that she was doing on the side. And I didn't know about any of that until after I left. Okay? All right. And so the tone or frequency of the sound can never be more important than the sound. Okay, so you can't be caught up so much in all the frills or the lyrics that you miss the actual moment. You can't be so caught up in a show that you actually miss the meaning of the message. Okay, so if you watch Shakespeare, okay, you can't be so caught up in the drama of it that you miss the point of the entire play. Okay. And that's where I was. At least that's where I felt like. And that was my revelation on 6/7/20. I can't be so focused on what glitters. Okay? Because I'm missing something. All right? And she didn't glitter in that way. But I shared this with the Uber driver, Miguel, the other day when he was bringing me home from my staycation. That I went on. I haven't been anywhere since giving away everything I had, including car, motorcycle, and everything. Dog. I love you, Sadie, and I always will. And you're my spirit dog, and we'll always be connected. And so, confirmation. 12 minutes exactly on the timer. So anyway, and I'm going to leave that alone because I'm not trying to get emotional. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay. All right. So this is very interesting. This is really, really interesting. I did not write this in my journal. This is not my handwriting. Someone else wrote this in my journal, and I don't know who. So I'm going to share this with you. And I wrote in here, I did not write this. Someone else wrote this in my journal. I'm going to show it to you. Okay. I did not write this. So look at the different handwriting. Look at the handwriting. Look at this handwriting. And look at my handwriting. That is not the same. I did not write this. Somebody wrote this. I have a guess. With beliefs and perceptions, we can overcome or succumb to anything. And I'm numbering these. I'm numbering all the indicators that told me that I should have got the fuck out of that situation. Because it was out of time or it was just straight karmic. And again, time will tell, because eventually the truth will be made known, whether that's because she comes forth with the truth or the feds come forth with the truth or other government agencies come forth with the truth about who she's been dealing with and what they've been doing against me. It will be known. So I'm counting the indicators. That's what the number 6 represents. And I wrote, I did not write this. Okay? And again, for our new subscribers, I use the right side of my journals, or I used to when I was a part of the religious organization. I use the right side of the page for messages and all that sort of thing, and the left side of the page for my own personal stuff. Okay? All right. So I was considering being a marketing copywriter at one point in time, just as another side hustle, as another something. I was already a tax accountant in 2020. All right. So I went to a service for someone that the Scorpio knew. I did not know them. Ironically, one of the ministers who caused the great exodus from the Rock of Central Florida in 2013 who took half the members from that house. The Rock of Central Florida is located in Sanford, Florida, new subscribers. And I was a part of that house for 20 years after the military. And I was sent there. Okay, I was all the way in Arizona, right? And found out about them and started getting cassette tapes back in 2002. And when I got out in 2003, I went there, stayed there, and was there for 20 years. Never even went to another church for worship or anything in that 20-year span. Okay, that's my level of loyalty. Generally, that's my level of loyalty. Okay, if I'm in, I'm in. If I'm not, I'm not. It's just how I am. Okay, and if I'm in, I'm all the way. I'm in. Right. You don't have to worry about my loyalty. Okay. So, this lady, Sandy, I did not know very well, but I did attend her service. Look at her birth date. Let me focus. She was born on November 8th. Okay? So, I wrote down May 8th and 9th as being key days for me. Most High brought those to me a week or so ago. Okay? I met Miguel. His birthday is November 9th. I'm turning now. And I met Miguel on Monday. And this is Friday. And here is Sandy. Okay? And Sandy was born November 8th. Okay? And passed on June 9th. Okay? One of the gentlemen who was a part of the exodus from the Rock of Central Florida, ironically, Steve has let one of them back into the camp. You invite Saddam Hussein back into your house. You invite bin Laden back into your house after they just done raped, pillaged, and killed your entire village. You do that. Yeah, I don't think that was a wise move, Steve. Okay. But that's okay. I can think whatever I want to think. That's his church. He might tell you that that's our church, and any minister might. But I assure you, that is not your. And if you think it is, try to make changes. Okay? Bring something that is true, that Steve doesn't like, and you'll find out how closed off his ass really is. So he thinks he's doing the will of the Father, but in actuality, he's doing the will of the Luciferian Jezebel because it's religious and he's preaching out of the Bible. And he's not using all of the canon, meaning hundreds and thousands of books, right? Again, that's any church. Should be speaking on the Gospel of Thomas just like they talk about the Gospel of Matthew. Okay? All right. So, so I know that gentleman. He's actually a CPA, okay? And he is Steve's father-in-law, okay? 621:20 all around me. My life is full of seed and lives of the youth. Okay, and so I wrote down some names. The first two are my daughters, or at least I believe they are my daughters, and I really truly do mean that. All right. So Seth and Stephanie, again, yesterday, for those of you who are new subscribers, during the time that I was at the Rock of Central Florida, Most High guided me to sow into certain families, and 3 of those families had firstborn males that I sowed into. 2 of the males I sowed into for 12 months. They were not physically here when I started sowing into them. And then the other was already physically here when I started sowing into him. They were promised seeds from them or to their family, to their lineage, etc. Okay? And so I sowed into each of those families, their children, that child, for a year. Okay. And so, let's see. And Stephanie and Seth are two of the couples that I sold into for their promised seed, who's now here. Okay. Distinguishing from spirit, word, emotions, and mind. How key is that? And there's an indicator number 7, or key number 7. Okay. I had gotten another vehicle. I had an Audi A8L, so I put that tag in there on 6/26 of 2020. Okay. Okay, so here's another couple at the Rock of Central Florida. Their first child was born, and that was on 6/28. Again, I write down everything, the key relationships and people that I'm joined to. I write down those things. May they be a testament and testimony. Okay? They can never say things didn't happen because I got written proof right here. Okay? So, feds, here you go. It's all the information. I'm solving my own fucking case. Okay? What else can I do? And again, here we are. We're just within a year and I'm like, something's not right. Something's bizarre. What's going on here? I had no idea. Okay. So, on 9/13, my businesses are resources for the Rock of Central Florida and beyond. At the time, again, that's where I was. And so I didn't have any indication or otherwise that I was going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Little did I know 2 years later, I'd be walking away from religion for good. Okay? A palate cleanse. Does that say Gaston? Yep, Gaston. For those of you who are familiar with what the spiritual energy of Gaston is, I encourage you to look that up. There is someone at the Rock whose name is Gaston. I encourage you to look that up. 9/20/20. So their eldest daughter, Steve and Kim Parker's eldest daughter, Kaylee, had gotten married on 9/28 or 9/20. Sorry. When the answer arrives, one can move forward. Now I know. Let her cry, for she's a lady. Let her dream, for she's a child. Let the rain fall down upon her. She's a sweet and gentle flower growing wild. I wrote that down because that song was ministering to me, because I was growing wild, or at least wanting to, and I was being restricted. And this time, 10/4/20, mark day for specifics. It says specifies, but okay, on 10/8/10/11, is that 10/18? Okay, you are not here to simply sit on the cloud and hum. You and I came into the details of this deliciousness that this natural place. Okay. I don't know, that was something that Most High had given to me. What have I become that I am not allowing? Inspired to change. See, it was already happening. That's 11/8. I was already starting to stretch out. I didn't start meditating consistently until 2021, the following year. However, Most High was already starting to stir me. I've always been intuitive. I've always been a dreamer. I dream often. You'll find this out throughout the journals that I dream sometimes 4 and 5 dreams a night. I dream a lot. Okay. And, yeah. So again, I've always been aware to some degree. And perhaps we can all say that, you know. Let's see. Our time today is living exceptional. 11:27, 11:29. Thank you, Father. Oh, I turned 46. 12:9. This day, love, I know much clearer now. Sobbing for days after this. So there was something going on 12:9 that had rattled me. Okay, and yeah, I don't know what that was. I don't remember. That's a good thing. The Most High has wiped out all of those things from my memory. Yeshua did what he did simply because he believed without ceasing. Ascended Master, I wrote there. Okay. Love is wild. I love that I wrote this in permanent marker. Love is wild and free. Be wild, be free. Meeting with Steve. So me and the Scorpio met with Steve, and she wanted to. I don't know if she actually wanted to. I don't think a marriage was ever going to happen between us. Certainly, if she was married to someone or in another committed relationship or had another family somewhere, I know she was in relationship or something with a transvestite in Charlotte, North Carolina, and who knows whatever else. Again, I hold nothing against her today. All of that is gone. I have no ill will towards her. Whatever she chooses to do, I have come to peace with. We live our own lives. They have free will, just like I have free will. Whether we choose to use it to build an atomic bomb or we choose it to grow flowers is our own choice. But I'm choosing to grow flowers. 28 minutes exactly when I look down at the timer. That's 999. Oh no, 27. Sorry, it's 999. That's 7. That's 7 and 4, so 7777. Okay, so I'm on the 9s today. I'm on the 9s. So let's go ahead and yeah. Oh, we also had a 9 of Pentacles in our angel number reading, so that's another 9. Thank you, Most High, for bringing that to my attention. So. March 24th, the celebration of life. So on March 24th, they had the celebration of life for my good friend Marsha Marie Chi Pereira Guerra. Try saying that five times fast. I can't even say 5 times fast. 5 times fast. Marsha Marie Chi Pereira Guerra. Right. And I met her in 2002 when I was first exiting the military. I had picked up a civilian job in Lake Mary, Florida, and we met at that job. She was in the process of going through separation or divorce or whatever she was dealing with in her own life. I was in the process of exiting the military and but got called back to active duty to go to military intelligence school at Fort Huachuca. And so when I did that, or by the time I came down on orders of October of 2002, October of 2002, we were seeing each other. Okay. And so I had to put that civilian job on pause, go back to school, military, and all of that sort of thing. And by the time civilian or the military school finished, I was a year past my enlistment date, or my ETS date, I should say. And I wasn't going to re-enlist because Most High had already called me to be at the Rock of Central Florida. So I was obviously going to obey that and do that. And I knew my heart was changing, and I couldn't be the hard-nosed soldier that I wanted to be anymore, because I was volunteering for wars and things like that. And I know that you have a job when you're in there, right? And so you do whatever. And no, I've never killed anyone. But if the opportunity, or it's not an opportunity, but if the situation ever occurred where I would need to, I certainly would, for one, because that's what I took an oath for. You know, I mean, I defend the country, and for millions of other people that I don't even know. Okay? You need to honor your military servicemen and women, because they write blank checks every day they wake up. Every day. It's a blank check on their life for your freedom. Okay? I once worked for a gentleman, my first job out of the military. I was still OD green to the core. I slept in my uniform. I worked for a gentleman, not ironic, who couldn't stand the military. He thought it was a waste of life if you spent your time in the military. He told his sons that he would remove them from his will if they decided to ever join the military. That fat fucker is enjoying the freedoms, gets to enjoy the freedoms, but does not appreciate it. Okay. And that's for anybody. If you do not appreciate the freedoms that are being provided to you by the men and women who have died in countries that you can't even pronounce, I have some choice words for you. Okay. So Ben, who is our husband, he was a part of, they were married in 2009. See, there's another 2009. And then 2 weeks later, unfortunately for Ben, his father passed. So his wife passed, and then his father passed unexpectedly. He wasn't sick or ill, well, at least not knowingly. Okay. So I had a conversation with a gentleman at the Rock of Central Florida. We're talking about some things. His name is Chino, by the way. His first name actually starts with an F. That might be important for someone. You're dealing with someone whose name starts with an F, or someone who you might call Chino. I don't know. So 4421. This is the Scorpio's son and his fiance or wife. I'm not sure if they're married or still married or whatever that is. They come to Florida, and they came to service with us that day. Okay. 4/18/21. On my way, justice. See, I Okay, 5/2/21, Marshall and Alexandra, who is Steve and Kim's second daughter, are married. Okay. And then we took, she is the one who introduced me and the Scorpio to one another in 2018. That's her best friend, or one of, I don't know if she's her best friend, but she's definitely one of her best friends for sure. I mean, stuck like glue. All right. She's also a Scorpio. They're all Scorpios. The mother is a Scorpio of the Scorpio. The best friend's a Scorpio. The Scorpio's ex-husband is a Scorpio. The Scorpio is a Scorpio. The Scorpio is a double Scorpio. The Scorpio, she is a sun Scorpio and a moon sign Scorpio. She's a double Scorpio. I don't know if she's ever checked her birth chart, but she is. So, darkest day yet. Okay. So at this point in time, I am definitely starting to see, and at some point in time, I actually started sleeping in a separate bedroom. Yeah. Yeah. And it was just one time. I'm going to tell you about a supernatural thing that happened one time. We were arguing, and it was so intense. There was a lightning strike outside, and it struck a tree, and it wasn't even raining outside, and it split the tree in half. A healthy tree, literally in her yard, split in half. Literally, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. She can confirm this. We talked about it for days or weeks about what it meant and all of that. And what it meant to me was Most High was striking something that was healthy. He was striking it down because there was something within it, even if it was a little pocket, that was contaminated. Confirmation with the siren. Can we hear it? So, because of that, Most High was trying to get me out of there, but I was so, as I've mentioned before, I was emotionally completely vested. I did not ever in my life before that felt so confident about a woman that I was supposed to be with. Not just because I loved her, but because of the synchronicities. Okay? I've received a kidney. I have 3 kidneys. She, if that story is true, has had a kidney removed, so she has 1 kidney. Okay, I was born on 11/29. She was born on 11/13. That's a 16. That's an 8 and an 8. Okay, born in the Midwest. Born in the Midwest. Love Notre Dame. Would have went to Notre Dame. She had a scholarship to go to Notre Dame. She didn't go. She ended up getting married or knocked up or something. She didn't go. All of these things happened long before we knew each other. She was born before I knew her, or at least this lifetime. Okay? We have known each other in other lifetimes. I've known the most that I've met this lifetime. My best friend, Scott. I've known him some other lifetime. We were brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts to nephews. We were parents. We were related in some sort of way, me and those who are a part of his family today that I am closely connected with. Because the energies that you meet in each lifetime, they just are in a different form, but it's the same spirit. So this lifetime, I'm known as Jesus. In a previous lifetime, I could have been known as Enoch. In a previous lifetime, I could have been known as Osiris. It's the same spirit. When we get that, we'll better understand. And we'll be better easily able to forgive and understand the actions of humans, because we'll understand that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay? So I do not hold anything against her. I do not hold anything against her family. I do not hold anything against Steve or The Rock of Central Florida or anyone associated, because I understand today that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, and I understand that literally. So I'm not looking at John saying, John, you a sorry ass motherfucker. I'm not there anymore. Where I am, John, there's something that took over you. And because that spirit took over you, you are not able to function in your highest, truest self. Now, I have chosen to remove myself from your energy and remove you from my energy and take my energy back. But I do not hate you, John. I do not discriminate against you. I do not have vengeance towards you. I just allow you to be as you are and understand that that's where you are, and I remove myself. And you just walk away and let the roach continue to flutter around on the floor, on their back. That's all you do. Okay? All right, confirmation burps. Excuse me. So we did meet with Steve and talk about counseling and that. Here is my one challenge with counseling. Okay? For you better help people. I see those commercials all the time. So here's my challenge with counseling in general. If someone does not know who you really truly are, and they only know you as Mike, John, Steve, James, Michelle, What am I about to say? Obama. Michelle Obama, right? They just know you as whatever, right? They just know you by your legal name. That individual cannot counsel me. That individual cannot counsel me in regards to my spiritual walk if they only know me by my first and last name on this planet that's on a birth certificate. They cannot counsel me because they don't know shit about me. Okay? I spent time with a man for 20 years. He never once told me, do you know who you are? He never once told me. My last email to him, the very first line after I greeted him, said, do you believe in angels? That was the very first line in the email that I sent him. I could share that email with you at some point in time. Okay, 4044 on the timer. Okay? That was my very first question to him in that email. And it was simply forgiving him, forgiving them for not believing me when I told him that there was a Scorpio that was either doing witchcraft or connected to someone who was doing witchcraft against me. I was a spiritual son to him that he chose not to believe. And again, this is coming from someone who was raped by someone spiritually who took half the members in their house. And he let them back in. He let one of those individuals back in. I'm telling you. I'm thinking about a 12-step program, and Steve missed a step in the 12-step program. That decision, Steve, I'm saying this right now. This is a prophecy. This is a prophecy. When someone shows you who they are, you better believe them. There is something that's going to happen. Dealing with Tom and Denise, there are two individuals who are at the Rock of Central Florida who were the leaders of that exodus in 2013. Again, 13. 13. Okay, 13 represents death. 13 also represents opportunity for new life. So if something dies, something can be reborn. This is why hurricanes and all of these natural disasters happen, to remove what is loose, no longer grounded, what needs to be removed and swept away, relocated. That's what these natural disasters do. These are portals. We're learning in the book of Enoch. These are portals. There are angels that control the portals of the sun and the portals of the moon and the stars, and they all open and close these things. We see them as rising and falling, rising sun, moons, and no. Energetically, spiritually, supernaturally, beyond what you could see and comprehend, there are things going on. Okay? All right. So, 8/4, my brother Matthew passed. Okay? We were 13 months apart. 13. Okay? He was born January 23rd. Okay? Of 76. That's a 13. Just saying. 9, 10, 21. Working hard on a job earns you a paycheck. Working hard on myself, I make a fortune. Working hard on my job, I get a paycheck. Working hard on myself, I make a fortune. It needs to be a t-shirt. Success is developed, not chased. Six days labor, 1 day off. Most High is still in his 7th day, by the way. Best round of golf ever. Oh yeah, I saw it in 84. That was the best round of golf ever. I look forward to getting back out there. Hopefully the individual, you see that? God just realized. So, again, you will see as we move forward, and this will be the last page that I'll share today, but you will see as we move forward that there are definitely frustrations and things. Again, Any ascended master, and there are many ascended masters, both those who have ascended spiritually and are long here, like Enoch. So Enoch ascended; he did not die a death and was buried. He ascended. So there are many ascended masters. To be crucified means to raise up, means to rise in its original Hebrew text. It doesn't mean to kill. Okay, or it maybe not be Hebrew in the original language. Whatever the original language or word was used in the canon for crucified means to raise up. It doesn't mean to kill. That's something the Roman Catholic Church and all them secret societies changed. Okay, that word does not mean to die. Okay. So yes. All right. Enterprise versus ease. All right. So what the fuck are you here for? I will sleep for 46 years and 9 months. You've heard me say this often. I will sleep for 46 years and 9 months. Okay? And so this kicked off my dark night of the soul. Okay? Back in 2021, I told you that, that happened a couple of years ago, and this is the beginning of it right here. Okay? So, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening to this. It's 46 minutes. I know the journal readings can be longer, and because I like giving full explanations and I like covering all of the bases, and I like making sure that there's nothing left to interpretation, and I like a thorough investigation and a thorough explanation and I like that. So I probably over explain things, but I like to make sure that interpretations really aren't left to their own devices when it comes to these things, because these things are concrete. Now, if it was a dream or something that I was interpreting, well, you could do that any way you want to. But for these things, as far as growth and all of those things are concerned, there's no confirmation needed. It's as you receive and as Most High clarifies and illuminates to you. Okay? So thank you so much as always for tuning in. Again, our new subscribers, welcome in. Thank you so much for being a part and sharing your energy with me. I share my energy with you. My energy is unconditional love, and that is the healing part of me. Okay? So, my name is Nehru. This is the Encourager. Again, if you would like to get in touch with me, you can do so via Instagram at Instagram at the Encourager 333. Email is theencourager333@gmail. You can get in touch with me via Twitter or X at Nehru Patah. You can also reach out to me on Facebook at Nehru Patah, and that's NEHRUPTAH. It's two separate words. Thank you so much. I'm also on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, and as always, be encouraged.